Tardy Productions, my name is Aaron, and for over 1 year we have been building this Yamaha Bolt. When we got it, it was bone stock. I'm not joking, not a thing was done to it. I think it had a crash cage on it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You're kind of late, but it's alright. All the videos are still there and you can catch up. Quick overview of what we've done to this bike. We started at the front with handlebars, risers, hand controls, headlight, brake lines. We're gonna skip that right now. We did an air intake. This is a custom air intake. It will only cost you $25. This entire handlebar setup is less than $100. I'm talking nice levers, stunt clutch. We're talking high quality here. This headlight is ridiculously bright. And it's yellow, so that's fun. Moving right along, we've done foot pegs. Shout out to Los Monkeys for those. Exhaust. If you are interested in this exhaust, I can get you it for under $100. Rear shocks. Did I already say seat? I feel like I said seat. I'll say it. I mean, come on. This is a really nice seat. It even says my name on the bottom of it. Shout out to Saddleman. They've been really awesome. More recently, we broke down the mystery that is wiring and we hooked up this Harley integrated tail light, turn signals, brake light, everything all in one onto the Yamaha Bolt. And I broke that down. If you guys are interested in that video, definitely go check it out. That was a fun one. Also kind of difficult. It took a little bit of time, but it was really fun to make nonetheless. Moving right along, we've done the tank. This is not the stock tank to this bike. While it is a stock tank, it did not come on this bike. It had a big old dent in it, so I got it for really cheap. I stripped all the paint off. We did flames on this, black. Current one we have right now, this is just a sticker. I'm probably gonna take that off, and I still need to do some finishing touches, but we hand painted this onto the tank. And last but not least, we have a custom, one of a kind, not out for production yet, crash bar for the Yamaha Bolt. And this isn't some highway peg that doubles as some protection. This isn't a, oh, I'll drop it once and it'll be broken crash bar. This is a use time and time again, drop the bike, drift, do wheelies, lay the bike down, and this saves it. Now, we just got this from a really cool guy, and if you have not seen that video, definitely go check it out. Next week, I'll be putting this crash bar through the ringer. I've got longer sliders so that I can protect the entire bike and not worry about breaking it. We already have enough broken on this bike. We can't break anymore. I'm gonna take this thing to the lot. I'm gonna thrash it around. The guy who made it told me to break these crash bars, push them to their limits. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Well, that pretty much covers everything. I'll see you guys next time. I'm kidding. Cue the intro. Okay, so as you saw in our previous video, if you haven't already seen it, go check it out. My brakes broke because I put on these crash bars, and when I bled the brakes the original time, it doesn't matter. Either way, in this video, we're going to be fixing a lot of the stuff that's going wrong with this bike. Problem is there's an air bubble somewhere in this line, so I've got this all hooked up. If you guys don't know how to bleed brakes in the Yamaha Bolt, I'm gonna leave it right here. Yeah, that's basically it, so let's bleed them. So my gut tells me that the air bubble is gonna be at the top only because it happened when I turned the bike sideways. Whoa, yeah, that immediately helped a ton. Holy crap. Actually, I don't even think we need to do it again, but I'll do it one more time just in case. Yeah, good, we're all set. Okay, so our next order of business is getting this off and painting it black. Now, I've been on the fence about this, but I've come to the realization that the tank will never be able to pop if I don't get this stainless covered with black. So kind of sad, but I mean, at the end of the day, if I hate it and it's the worst thing ever, I can either take the paint off or I can buy another one. But they're $100 online, and I built this so that I could just buy another one and blow through them. So maybe I'll try a different style next time, but let's get this off and let's paint it. Whew. This thing has definitely been used. Holy crap, this is the backside. That must have hit my swing arm or something. I mean, it's been laid down a ton of times, so not surprised at all. We're not doing this with anything special, just some high heat grill paint. Not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. I mean, the bike's not perfect, so you understand. You understand the theme we're going for here. An imperfect perfection. So the reason that I'm using this and not a ratchet is because these things strip out super duper easy. The reason I'm not taking the time to do the entire exhaust this time is because I want to catch the sunset today for a video that'll be coming out next week. So guys, because I have a limited amount of time to film this week and next week, I'm doing some really cool stuff. I'm not going to be able to finish testing out these crash bars this week, but I promise you I have a part coming in for them and I'll really test them out this time. Okay, that looks sick. Yeah, I can't wait to paint the entire exhaust. Really makes the tank pop. Black was the way to go. Really helped out a lot. What are you thinking? My sweet old Fasani. Alright guys, so now that the muffler is painted as much as it's going to be right now, I want to move on to something a little bit more important, the clutch cable. Now when I originally cut the clutch cable, I wanted to leave a little bit of extra just in case it wasn't the right size. When I got my new clutch lever, it actually changed the angle, and I'll show you in just a second, of the actual clutch cable coming out of the lever. So it really extended it out. It's too long. So we're gonna do that really quick, and then I'm probably going to order new grips for my bike. I really need them desperately, very, very bad. They're in rough shape. But before we do that, I wanted to talk to you about the sliders that I have coming in. So in our previous video, if you haven't checked it out, we checked out these crash bars. An issue we ran into in the previous video was that the sliders were just too short. So what I did was I ordered some new sliders. They were only like 20 bucks. They'll be here tomorrow, so I won't be able to install them. But I just wanted to let you know, so you know. I'm gonna use the crash bars, I promise. But for now, let's worry about the clutch cable and then we'll move on to something else. So we're gonna start by loosening this up and giving it a bunch of slack to the cable, and then we're gonna move to the clutch lever itself and remove that. So just loosen that up. Soon I'll be doing a review on the one finger clutch and the Righteous Stunt clutch, but that's not today. I've actually been happy with both of them, but there are some key things that if you're gonna run them on, especially a cruiser, that you're gonna wanna know before you buy them, especially since they're so expensive. These things can run you a lot. Fortunately, I've gotten them both either for free or cheap. Okay, so now that we've got that all taken off, I'm gonna show you what's inside of this. So underneath this boot that came with the kit, and if you're wondering where I got this clutch cable, there's a whole video about it. I'll leave it linked below or in this corner right here. Super helpful. It was only 25 bucks, but it's been actually really awesome. Pull this down, and then this is the boot that fits over top of this. That probably should have been crimped a little bit harder. But this is the sleeve that we're going to be cutting, this sleeve right here. First we gotta remove this guy right here. See if I can get that to focus. And that's why I did a temporary one and didn't solder it. Wow, it's crazy how easily that comes off. Cut that off, which did not help, it actually made it worse. Alright, cool. So now that that's off, we can slip all of this off. And now we have the whole assembly completely removed off the cable. That's how much we cut off. It's kind of a lot. Now we're gonna find out whether or not that was too much. Because if it was, gotta find myself another $25 clutch cable. Looks to be right. Let's get this hooked up down here and then, oh my gosh, look how much extra cable there is. Oh man. It's better to have extra, I guess, than too little. Alright, so one of the last things we need to do is just adjust everything and get my camera to focus. So the bottom's hand tightened. So your goal when adjusting the clutch cable is to ensure that, well, I mean, there's many goals, but the main one is to ensure that there's as little, you know, slack and adjustment done up here as possible, and you do the majority of the adjustment down here. So while you could run that thing out 2 or 3 inches, it's better to just do it all down here. It looks a lot more clean, and this is what it's made for. Pretty helpful piece of advice that my mechanic taught me. If you're wondering if your clutch is right, pull this out at all, and there's like a little bit of slack in there, then your clutch should be fine. Not too much though, so we'll just do a little bit less. Alright, so what I've settled on, everything works well. I think I left about 1 centimeter, maybe 1 inch too much on the clutch cable, but I'm gonna try it out for a day. This is exactly why I put the temporary piece down there on the bottom of the clutch cable and not a permanent one soldered, because of this. So I knew I was gonna have to change something, but I wasn't sure. I just wanted to be positive. So what I did to hold this, a big problem I was having with the length of the clutch cable before was it would run right in front of the headlight, and it looked ugly and it was really annoying. So this one just barely, when it's turned fully this way to the right, it doesn't really matter, it would just peek over the front of this and kind of get caught, and then when I would turn it to the left, it would snag and pull. So what I did to avoid that was, I already had this piece on there, but I put a zip tie between it, and zip tied that to another zip tie, and then I mounted that to my headlight bracket, which I welded a while ago. I actually didn't make a video on that, and if you guys want one, just leave it down in the comments, and I'll touch on it briefly. This is for like a truck. That's why it's like a weird headlight bracket type deal that I had a conjunction to make for this. Because look, I mean, look how clean this is. Name a bolt that's got a cleaner front end. I'll wait. I mean, there's probably one out there. So yeah, so that prohibits it from getting in front of the headlight. Still gives it enough slack, and it's able to move up and down. So front end's pretty much done. I need some grips really bad, and I have a brake reservoir. I should have had it by now, but I'm having trouble with the vendor. He sent it out. He says it wasn't returned to him because he sent it to the wrong address. The post office is telling me it was returned to him, so I don't know what's happening, but it's gonna be a black reservoir, and I'm gonna mount it somewhere. And then the front end will be pretty much done. I have some plans for the forks, but besides that, the front end will be pretty much done. I'd like to do the front fender at some point. I mentioned in a previous video that I have this crashed front fender from Life Engaged. He sent it over to me, and I've hammered it a ton, and I gotta weld the tabs back on where they broke off. But I think I'm gonna raw this out and use it as my front fender. Just because I mess up parts so quickly, and I mean, you can see I literally crashed into the trampoline at the old house. I'm trying to get my nice tins off of here as quickly as possible because knowing me, I'm gonna break them. Leave down in the comments, guys, I really need your opinion. Do you think I should black these risers out? I don't think they're hurting anything. They don't really match the forks though, and they don't really match. So if you guys think I should black these out, I'll black them out next video. I'm just on the fence. I don't think the finish is bad. All right, guys, so the bike is really coming together. This actually really helped out a lot. That clutch cable looks way better. It still kind of sticks out, but I mean, also the bars are all the way cocked that way. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to do. What do you want me to do, not have a clutch cable? What the heck? Either way, guys. Smirnoff. You're lame. This is Ricardo. Ricardo, tell us about your bike super fast. Go.
It's super fast? No, not really. It's
pretty
very
fast.
average.
Pretty fast.
Pretty average. I've hit 100 on it.
Whoa! I barely ever hit 100 on my bike. It's dope. We'll definitely have to take a ride on this bike at some point.
Yes, and I have the stuff to do the maintenance on it, so all the fluids.
All the fluids always need to be changed. Either way, guys, that's probably gonna wrap up today's episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. The bike's looking really clean. We only have a few more things to do, and the more I look at the bike, the more things I see, so I'm just gonna stop looking at the bike. See you guys in the next one. Alright, so enough messing around in the garage. You guys didn't come here for a fashion show. What you want to see is if these improve my wheelies and my stunting ability and my coolness factor.